Alright guys, I'm excited to get into the project today. We are starting the ceiling. This is our 12 by 24 office trailer that we bought that we're converting into a workshop, a storage building, and a hobby and hangout space in this room. It's going to be really cool. So I hope you guys enjoy watching transformations and renovations because that's what we're doing. So right now I am getting ready to install the new ceiling panels, but there are a couple things I need to do first. We forgot two very important things. One of them is right here. I just noticed this yesterday, that when the ceiling comes over to the wall, there's no nailer. I don't know if you can see that, but there's nothing to attach the ceiling to. So we have to install a nailer up here so that we have something to hook the ceiling to when we install it. We have our board cut to length, but now I have to take it outside and notch it at every single stud. Not because it has to go around the studs, but because up above that top plate, there's a whole bunch of nails blowing through where this has to go from the outside. So there's just nails poking through like crazy. And I'm not going to try to even cut them up in the ceiling. So instead I'm going to notch out where all those nails are so that it can sit up where it needs to sit. Well, I'm back. There it is, all notched out, I hope. I have to kind of squeeze it up past the insulation. This might not be perfect. Well guys, I think you can see it. We have our nailer in place, so now I have something to hook to when I put the ceiling up. And while we're doing nailers, I need to put some blocking down the center of the ceiling, because the ceiling, we're going to be using plywood, beadboard plywood panels for the ceiling. There's going to be a seam right down the middle. I know it's not ideal, it's just the way it is. So we're going to have a seam where the panels meet, and I want to have solid blocking where the panels end. So I'm going to install blocking between all the ceiling trusses. Blocking is done, but now the other thing that I forgot, this is a big one because it was kind of like a side thought. I was considering it, but then I just forgot about it, which is smoke alarms. I really wasn't sure about this. It's an outbuilding, it's a shed. I sort of feel like I should install wiring for smoke alarms. That way, if we want them, we can install them. So let's scrounge around. I'm not really prepared for this, so let's see if we can find an electrical ceiling box. I think I found something that's going to work. We'll do this old work box. Okay guys, got my power run for the initial smoke alarm, but now we need to run 14.3, so a wire with an extra wire in it, from here down the hallway so that we can interlink our smoke alarms. So this one's going to be a little different. I have to fish it. It's not going to be exciting. I don't know if I'll show it, but that's what I'm doing. Okay, that's going to be where the hallway smoke alarm is, so let's feed the wire to this hole. I kind of figured I wouldn't be able to show this, but we did get a wire fished down. So actually here's the wires. Power in, power out. We're going to tuck that up into the ceiling for now, and then when the ceiling is installed, I'll be able to drill a hole and install the box. It'll all make sense I'm ready to come back in here and start getting these panels up on the ceiling. Let's try to do it before it gets too hot in here. We're gonna run half of the ceiling at a time. So I'm just gonna run down this side, meeting down here as the center. It'll make sense. So I'm gonna run outside, get all of our boards cut, hoping to see some really good progress today. Well, I think we're ready. We have the first panel cut to go in. Whew, it's getting hot. We have to start hurrying, so let's hope this goes smooth. So we have to jump into the future, and I will have to apologize because I started working without you guys. Not really intentionally, but what happened was last night, yesterday, we got all those panels cut, you can see up here, and we started working. I was getting ready to start the first piece, and I was having some trouble lining it up, so we were kind of fighting it for a while, a long time, just trying to figure out. The ceiling trusses are not straight. They are like if you measure from the end of the building, they're different measurements on both sides of the room, so they're skewed, evenly skewed. But then I don't think the corners are square either. They're like, honestly, I couldn't figure it out. Nothing was straight, and I was having such a hard time because if I lined it up with the trusses, it would be a huge gap by the wall. And if I lined it up with the wall, there'd be a big gap over here, and it wouldn't line up with the trusses. And I kept fighting it until I could find a good middle ground where everything would work. But right when I was getting this first panel up, it started raining. Like downpouring, storming, lightning, thunder. And everything was getting wet. Water was pouring in. We had to close the door. It got really dark. I was soaked because I had to run outside and pick up all the panels that we just cut so they didn't get wet and bring them in here. So I was wet. It was dark in here. It was loud because of the rain, and I couldn't film. But we did keep working. As you can see, we did get the ceiling started. It's mostly just tacked up. It's not fully secured. Right now we're just tacking with a few staples just to make sure that we're going to be happy with it before we commit. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces up so far. And like I said, it was just crazy. It was honestly this insane. It just came out of nowhere. You saw it. It was totally fine outside, and then it just started storming. And after that, it's like we just had to do what we could do. So in the end, the panels don't look bad, but they are staircasing, and that's the only way I could seem to make it work. So you can see if I push that up, you might be able to see there is how do I do this so you guys can see? There is an uneven gap up here. But it'll work because we were going to trim over that anyway. So with all that said, that's the backstory. We're going to keep working today, get a few more panels up. I should be able to take you along and show you the process. And hopefully this will be done today. Good. if everything goes well. Okay, guys, I just remembered I had to take a piece of blocking out so I could adjust the trusses. I'm gonna have to put a piece back in, so let's pull this back down. Like I totally forgot about it because it was like yesterday. At least we know it fits. That'll be enough for what I need to do. Good. Well guys, we made it down to the last piece. I'm ready to put this in, and I hope I measured it right. Whatever it is. So I have it tacked into place, but I'm going to go through with some heavier duty siding nails just to nail it up. That way it's like super permanent. It's not going to... The staples are fine. They'd probably work, but I think these will hide easier when we paint. So I'm just going to go through, hit it all, and I'll be back in a moment. Oh guys, I'm sorry that I'm a sweaty mess, but look at the room, the ceiling is done. And that's awesome because this has been a pretty big struggle. Last couple days, this wasn't easy. It looks easy, but it's not. We will be putting trim up down this crack down the middle. It is what it is. I think it'll look good when it's done. Now, I don't want to end this project yet. I'm already a mess. So let's cut out the ceiling light openings and make sure everything goes smoothly. The lights that we bought, they technically need like a 6 1/4 or 6 1/8 inch hole. I'm going to try my 6 inch, that's all I have. And we'll see if we can squeeze them in there. Let's get them marked out. Let me show the paper. Before we did the ceiling, we marked out where the lights should be so that we could measure them out later on. So, I'll start here. Now let's see.
If you can find the wire. What?
You gave me the wrong measurements.
No, I didn't.
It's supposed to be 30 from the end wall, 36 from this wall. Well guys, what a bummer. Like, think about, like, we were finally past the struggle of the ceiling. It was a real chore, a real challenge. I already said it for the last couple of days, just getting this done. And we thought we were done. We're in the home stretch. And of course, we messed up. There was a disconnect between my measurements, like I said the measurements, Evie wrote them down, and I don't know if I said the wrong ones or we don't know what happened, but the paper was wrong. We're going to drill the other holes. I got them re-measured in the proper places. We were doing it like backwards, so it was supposed to be 30, 36, but we were doing 36, 30.
You just said the same thing.
We were doing opposite, whatever. So we ruined our ceiling. Luckily, I didn't damage the wire, which was right above the hole. And now we're going to drill the rest of the holes and see what else we can mess up. Okay, that's the proper place. Whew. What if, guys, what if we put that back in and pretend it didn't happen, right? So let me get a piece of wood and see if this is fixable. I would love to be done, but we have one more hole to drill for the smoke alarm. I used the measurements off the paper. Hopefully this one's right.
Yeah.
Wow. Lots of wire. Perfect. Well, guys, the ceiling is finally done. The big disaster of a project is behind us. I hope, I hate to say it, but the walls should go easier. At least we don't have to be on a ladder working over our head. I think that despite the mistakes, it's going to look good when it's all finished. I should also say that these beadboard panels, they're not really designed to be put lengthways with the joist, so I don't just copy what we're doing if you're doing this. It doesn't make for a very stiff or rigid ceiling. If you are going to use them, they should run cross perpendicular to the trusses. But we just wanted it this way for personal preference. We'll deal with the floppiness. I think that's all. We're not going to install lights or anything until we get the ceiling painted. We're going to prime it. We're going to paint it. We'll just go from there. But I think that's all we have for now. So thanks for watching. And until next time, take care.